All right, so this is my 1981 GMC Sierra. It's a gorgeous little truck. I'll tell you what, it is poker straight. Drives really straight, drives really nice. This color is the original color. It has been painted several years ago. I'd say the paint's a good 7 out of 10. And the only reason I give it a 7 out of 10, it does have a few little rock chips. And you'll see them right down. I was going to get this rock guarded along the bottom, but it does have a few little rock chips down here. But other than that, she's a gorgeous paint job. Super clean inside and out. It's just a regular Sierra, so it doesn't have a lot of options. Really good BF Goodrich all-terrain TA wheels. It's got the Warren manual hubs in the front, and but this truck originally had the auto hubs, and it comes with the original auto hubs to whoever buys it. You can see the distinctive 81 front with the signal lights in the bumper. It also has that bull bar with some LED fog lights on it. Now, I bought this truck several years ago, and I bought it to tow behind my motorhome. So it does have, so that bracket right there is a tow bracket. And then it's got a breakaway controller there as well. That's what that red little cable is. Easy to remove, but it's also all wired for towing behind a bus, if you so choose. Bug deflector. Again, gorgeous shape. The windows are tinted, but it's an amateur tint job, so it's not perfect by any means. Dual tanks. And it's got a hitch back here too. Hold on here. There we go. Okay. Some checkerboard on the tailgate. Now the box is lined, and it's got these heavy-duty rubber mats on here as well. But the box is completely lined. These are fork locks for bicycles. We used to tow it behind the RV. We would have a couple bikes that would ride in the back here. Lund box. So I got a set of H4 headlights that'll go with the truck in this little kit. I think this is just a carb kit, so a rebuild kit, and then a carb kit for that 1487 kit, so you can change your jets and your metering rods and springs if you need to, depending on the elevation. In here, I just have several spare parts that come with the truck, so I got another set of those center caps for the rear wheels. That's these top two, these bottom two down here. These are the original center caps that came with the pickup right there. They're just a little bit faded. And in these bags, so this is, and it's a little greasy in there, as you might appreciate, but this is all the original auto locking hubs and all the hardware. So if a guy did want to take her back, no problem. And then just a few other odds and ends in there. Now, the guy I bought the truck from had a canopy, so there's some dings in this, as you'll see right there. I've touched them up, but they are noticeable. Just want to be very transparent. Sliding rear window. No dings in the roof or anything like that. Like I said, she's a super straight little pickup, and I really like it, but it's time to let her go. So this was an original 3-speed 4-cylinder truck. It wasn't me, but it's been switched out to a 350 with a 700 R4 transmission, so a 4-speed overdrive transmission. See, the door panels are in good shape. Again, it is a it's the original color, but it's not the original paint. But she's in gorgeous shape. You see I mean, these are, the cab corners are solid. But she's no carpet, she's no headliner. She's a plain Jane. But that's not always a bad thing. It's original seat, bench, of course. Steering wheel. Behind the seats, nothing much back here. This down here, this is the original paint. This has never been painted. Just a couple speakers, and that's all she wrote. Again, I'll take you around to the other side, and we'll fire her up and get under the hood. Registered in Alberta. We do currently have it registered as an antique. Insured through Haggerty. Right. Nice and clean. This side's just as clean. And I'll get you underneath this pickup too here. All new door seals, all new rubbers, all new gaskets. Doesn't squeak, doesn't rattle, and there's no air noise. Like it's a real nice little truck. Again, no carpet. And you'll see, so this is a bracket. I just built this bracket again for when I tow it, so that it would hold the shifter in neutral and it wouldn't pop out. The dash pad, a little crack there, but other than that, it's in nice shape as well. Glove compartment, not a heck of a lot in there. It does have some paperwork. I'll just give you a minute if you want to pull any of those codes. You can go right ahead. I think the rear diff is a 342 if I remember right. And the speedometer is not accurate because when they built when they installed that 350 and that 700 R4 transmission, they didn't put the right gear in that transmission, so your speedometer in here is way out. But it is a Canadian built truck. The guy I bought it from had it in BC, so I don't know if it was originally in BC, but like I said, it is. We did bring her over to Alberta, and it is currently registered and insured here in Alberta, Canada. Our panels in good shape again. Yeah. You see the door panels. And again, she's just nice and clean. Nice clean little truck. And it is really straight, and it drives nice and straight. You can let go of that steering wheel at 60 miles an hour and she heads straight down the highway, and I am not kidding. Didn't do a lot of towing with it. Towed it for a couple of summers. She's been to Spokane and down to Coeur d'Alene. That's where we like to go on vacation. We'll just get in here and fire it up. So it's a carbureted 350 again. You can see she's in kilometers. Like I said, a Canada-built truck showing 24,221 kilometers on the odometer. I have no idea of the actual kilometers on this truck. Attack. And all your gauges, everything does work. Fuel, she's nice and full. Again, not an AC truck. And it's got a little Kenwood CD player there. Your tank switch. And then just some aftermarket gauges that Buddy installed. Transfer case, NP208. 4 high, 4 low, and transfer case neutral. She tows really nice. And well, let's fire her up here. No problem. Idles beautifully. Now this display is not correct, because you'll note that with this with the 700R4, this truck does have overdrive, so it should have a new display. So reverse is reverse, neutral is neutral, drive is actually overdrive, L2 would be your drive, and then you can only pull it into second, but regardless, don't really need to. A couple switches here. So this one switch that's for all the fog lights in the front, and then this switch is for I have electric fans in here, dual electric puller fans on the rad, just because it gets pretty hot in Spokane and all the stop and go traffic, just to keep her cool. So easily removed again if you chose to do so. So we'll just pop the hood there. It's got true dual exhaust headers. It sounds real good. It's pretty nice and clean underneath. Doesn't smoke. Doesn't burn any oil. Door hinges are real good. Doors don't sag. Oh. No ticks. This runs smooth. Not super clean under here, but see, it's got an MSD ignition. Maybe I'll just shut her down. Hear me a little bit better. Hood hinges are all good, no problems. Let's just kill it for a minute. Oh, I should point out too, so it has tilt. It does not have cruise. So this is I believe this is an aftermarket steering column. The wire for the cruise is down there, but it doesn't have the actuators and the vacuum pump and everything you need to get these old carbureted engines to have cruise, although you could put it in there. The other thing, the rearview mirror, so that's a camera on there as well. There's a backup camera as well that shows up in there, but it's not working currently, but that does record, and it's also motion sensitive, so if somebody's giving the truck a bit of a shake or anything, that'll just fire up and automatically start recording. I'll be leaving that in the pickup because I got her wired right in. So and I just wanted to take you back to the engine bay, just go over a couple of items. So the windshield washer pump does not work, and you can see, you know, dude was jacking around with a couple aftermarket pumps or whatever he was doing. Now, I meant to buy an original pump and fix that up, but I just didn't get around to it. So a windshield wiper washer motor doesn't work. The windshield wipers work fine. Power brakes, disc in the front, some drum in the backs. You'll see headers. It's got I think it's a 650 4-barrel Elderbrock carburetor. You know, it surprisingly doesn't get that bad a mileage, to be honest. And you can see there, like the fan shroud is missing. If the fan shroud was there, it does fine for the most part, but I did throw in those couple 10-inch electric fans that are on a switch. I just chucked those in there, like I said, to keep her cool in the stop and go traffic. Horn works, MSD ignition there, and of course that's got a rev limiter in it as well that can be programmed. I did put a new blower motor, or not a new blower motor, a new heater core. Put a new heater core in here. Should be good. It's got a new rad, a little aluminum rad. I do have the original rad for it, the old copper rad. If a guy wanted it, I'd be happy to just throw her in the back. That's a new 100 amp alternator. But other than that, little odds and ends, I really haven't done much to this truck. I plan to LS swap it. I have a 6-liter LS and a transmission out of a 2500 that I was going to put in this truck, and that's really where I was going to go with it. I was going to swap it to an LS, but I never did get around with it. I do have the engine, however. And that's, I don't know that there's much more I can tell you here. I'll get under and have a look. So it's kind of your typical small block 350, in that it does have a couple of leaks. Nothing serious. I don't ever add engine oil to this thing. And again, that's just a breakaway controller for when I was towing it. I don't know if you can see much under here. So your transfer case and your true blue exhaust. Emergency brake does work. Horn works. This truck would pass a safety inspection, absolutely no problem. Windshield's good. It maybe has a couple of chips, but no cracks. I have to apologize for my cameraing. Oh, I did put new U-joints in it, so FYI. And she is, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's super clean underneath, folks. There's no rust. When they box lined the box in here, they obviously took the box right off the truck, because they box lined the whole bottom of it as well. And I know you can't really see that, but again, she's clean. The chrome is in around the wheel wells. I mean, it's in pretty good shape. A couple little dings here and there, but my God, the truck's 40 years old, so it does have air shocks. So I did that just to, I actually don't know why I did that. And in the fuel tank, there's the filler nozzle there. I put air shocks in it. I wanted to give the back just a little bit of a lift to kind of level her out. These trucks sat, the front was just a little bit higher than the back, and I didn't really like the look, so that's just a me thing. Again, super clean. I put a brake controller in here as well, so, but I've never towed with it, but I just in case, I guess. Often when we would go, down to Spokane or Coeur d'Alene, we'd rent a boat and I'd tow it with our tow vehicle back to the lake if I needed to. So I just wasn't sure if I needed a brake controller in here or not, so I did put one in it. And that was the only reason I installed the hitch on the back as well. It was just so that, basically on our vacations, if I wanted to tow a boat or something, that I had that option and ability. Horn. It's got an auto choke, works good every time if you need it. Don't need it today, truck's already slightly warmed up. Again, there's the rearview mirror and the camera and all that jazz. As soon as you fire it up, it automatically records. It's recording to a little SD card. Interior lights work. It's got all your transfer case information, catalytic converter. Of course, it does not have catalytic converters. I believe the mufflers are Flowmaster, but don't quote me. I can just fire up all the headlights. Dimmer switch on the floor, of course. Let's just get the four ways going too. See that everything works. Everything works. Nice little rumble. I don't know a heck of a lot about the engine because I didn't put it in there, but I know she runs like a dream. See all the fog lights lit up. Sorry, I thought I turned the high beams on, but obviously I shut the high beams off when I did that. So again, it's got the floor clicker there. I'll just show you that. There you go. It's been a good truck. You won't have any surprises with this pickup, folks. In fact, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Just a beautiful little short bed. Like, they don't get much nicer. 1981 GMC Sierra K1500 short box. 350, 700 R4, NP208, 342 rear gear,